Have people seen the White House lately? It's gold everywhere. More and more gold going up all the time. And there was even a video at the end of September, I guess. It was some White House account, maybe, I'm not sure. Showing this is all special gold. It's 24 karat. I think it's 24 karat overlay, right? But anyway, but it's not, people try to say, oh, it's just Home Depot or it's painted. No, it's Trump, okay? Come on. It's not. It's not just gold paint. It's not just crap. No, it was sent in. It was from some other country. I'm wondering if it's Saudi Arabia, maybe. So it's been said many times over the last many years, and I didn't follow Q, but I think that's where it came from, is that symbolism will give them away. And I think symbolism is going to give them away. This is obviously what they want. They're doing with the East Wing. It's a rendition of it. So, in Trump's first term, that was on the mantle. Silver. And now, well, it's all gold everywhere. Why does the symbolism give them away? Well, I'm guessing. Proverbs 27:21, the crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold, and a man is tested by his praise. Proverbs 17:3, the crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold, and the Lord tests hearts. Gold is everywhere in the Bible, from the beginning to the end. 1 Peter, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold, that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So the crucible, obviously, silver, let's go back to the other one. The crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold. So the furnace is way hotter than the crucible, because the crucible is the metal is covered in a crucible and then put into the fire, into the furnace, and the furnace is for gold. Gold's just going in by itself. So it's hotter, it's harsher, it's stronger. So testing. So in the first term, America was being tested under the silver, under the crucible. And America now is being tested by the gold, but I think maybe past the testing stage, because it seems more like the White House is being crowned. Because that's the other thing God does. And I've been saying forever, even though the churches we have today are not bright, that the letter to the Church of Philadelphia and the book of Revelations is for America. I've been saying this for years. It is, because you've been crowned, but it tells you to hold fast. That testing, yeah, God, it's been 5 years, okay. Testing through the fire. Because God tests the heart. So what's interesting is that there's a do I have that? I didn't screenshot it, but it's 2 Chronicles 3:6, the gold of Parvium. This refers to a specific, highly valued source of gold used to adorn Solomon's temple. Though the exact location of Parvium is uncertain, it is thought to be a region famous for its superior quality gold, possibly linked to areas in the east such as Arabia or Ophir. The use of this gold in the temple decoration symbolizes the wealth, splendor, and sacredness of the temple, emphasizing its role as the dwelling place of God's presence among his people. The gold's association with Parvium signifies not just material richness, but also divine purity and glory. By adorning the temple with the gold from such a prestigious source, Solomon demonstrated the highest honor, devotion, and reverence to God, offering the best resources for the place of worship. This gold serves as a theological symbol of God's glory, holiness, and the covenant relationship, showcasing God's blessing and Solomon's kingdom's prosperity and wide-reaching influence. The Bible uses the refining processes of silver and gold as powerful metaphors for divine testing and purification. Silver is refined in a crucible and gold in a furnace, and gold requires a higher temperature for purification, symbolizing a more intense or complete refining process. This imagery, and as the other one, Proverbs 17:3, suggests that just as these precious metals are purified by the fire to remove impurities, such as sin, because it's talking about humans here, and it reveals their true worth. God tests the hearts of people, refining and purifying their faith and character. So I think it gives it away. There's also the crowning with gold. Gold crowns are not just symbols of earthly power, but also signify the ultimate triumph and divinely bestowed honor for those faithful to God. Gold in the Bible is highly valued for its purity, incorruptibility, and association with divine presence and kingship, making it a fitting symbol for God's crowning of his people, or Christ himself as King of Kings. Thus, the imagery of God crowning with gold emphasizes God's sovereignty. God does use gold as a symbol of crowning in the Bible. Gold crowns represent divine authority, honor, kingship, and eternal reward. So I think it gives it away. So went from silver in the first term to gold. And I think that symbolism gives itself away. Revelations 22, which is the very last paragraph in the Bible. And I saw no temple in the city, for its temple is the Lord God the Almighty and the Lamb. And the city has no need and the city has no need of sun or moon to shine on it, for the glory of God gives it light, and its lamp is the Lamb. By its light will the nations walk, and the kings of the earth will bring their glory into it. And there will be no night there. They will bring into it glory and honor of the nations, but nothing unclean will ever enter it, nor anyone who does what is detestable or false, but only those who are written in the Lamb's book of life. I imagine by the time it's all over, that's probably somewhat, but much bigger, what the White House will look like.